Hi everyone, I'm meteorologist Rusty McCranie and welcome to Weather Express. It's your weather in 5 minutes. Start the clock. Friends, our historic winter storm is underway, and we're going to see significant impacts for the eastern two-thirds of the United States through the weekend. You got to get down to central and south Florida to not actually have direct impacts from this storm, but we are going to see widespread heavy snowfall, over a foot in many areas, significant ice, and brutally cold weather. The winter storm warnings in pink now extend from the southern plains all the way into New England. So here's what's going on across the area right now. We're just starting to see that moisture moving in from the southwest. It's hitting cold enough air up towards the Lubbock area where it's turning into some sleet and freezing rain. Brutally cold conditions right now through the plains. Take a look at these temperatures down into Kansas, which are in the single digits. So in short order, the moisture to the south is about ready to collide with temperatures well below freezing, and we're going to have a ton of winter weather developing in the southern plains the deeper into this Friday that we go. It is also brutally cold in the Dakotas and the western Great Lakes. These are actual air temperatures, which for places like Minneapolis and Green Bay are about 10 degrees below zero. When you factor in the gusty winds up to 50 miles an hour, this is significant and dangerous cold. Wind chill values 30, 40 degrees below zero. So not only are you going to get the winter weather through the plains in the Midwest, you're going to get some extreme cold coming in behind all of this, and that will again eventually spread into the Northeast. Now out ahead of this, temperatures are cold, but we're still lacking a lot of moisture, so we haven't seen a lot in the way of any, significant snowfall. Temperatures are beginning to fall right now in portions of the southeast outside of Florida where it is getting hot. And again, out west, you guys are going to be just fine. A few showers in portions of the Four Corners, but that's going to be about it. Okay, let's get into what's going to be happening with this storm. Going to go out to the broad perspective, going to bring up the GFS model and load this up over the weekend. We're going to take a look at the advisories, the watches and the warnings, and then pinpoint specific snowfall and ice accumulations for your area. If you want to let me know in the comment section below where you live, I'm happy to give you guys a broad perspective of the accumulations of snow and freezing rain that you guys could see in your area. But again, this is a monster storm. There's a ton of cold air. There's a ton of moisture associated with it. So it's going to be very efficient at breaking things out. As we go into the evening hours of Friday and overnight, we're going to see ice, sleet, freezing rain, Dallas up towards Oklahoma City. That, as the colder air comes in, will start to turn more over to snow. But there is significant ice accumulations possible just south of the Red River into northern sides of Louisiana and Arkansas. Storm system moves north. Ice storm warnings in effect for these areas up towards Memphis. Friends, there's a couple of spots here in the Mid-South that could get an inch to an inch and a half of ice. You want to talk about just absolutely snarling any kind of traffic and travel. It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. So the pink that you see is going to be the mix of sleet, freezing rain, and snow. Obviously, the white is going to be the snow. You get into those blue colors, that's the heavier snow. And this system is just going to ride up through Saturday and Sunday into the mid-Atlantic states, the Northeast, and New England. Overall, the highest snow totals are likely to be in the Northeast corridor from Philly to New York City and Boston, where they could get 12 to 18 inches of snow, and even some of the higher elevations of the Adirondacks, the Berkshires, could get over 2 feet of snow. So one more look at the entire evolution of the storm. We could even have some severe storms, severe thunderstorms on Sunday in the Florida Panhandle and the warm sector of this storm system. So back out to the advisories that are currently into play. Again, there's a ton of them. Just to give you a flavor of what we expect. Winter storm warning in effect right now for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, maybe 1 to 5 inches in total of a mixture of accumulation of sleet, freezing rain, and snow. The Little Rock area right now continues to see winter storm warning there, 6 to 12 inches of accumulations of all kinds of winter weather. Your purple is going to be your ice storm warning, which again, bringing up that, shows you between 0.2 and 1.5 inches of ice. So significant ice for East Texas, Louisiana, portions of Mississippi and Tennessee. Nashville area, winter storm warning there. They are expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow and ice. The St. Louis area continues to see their numbers climbing up right now. The winter storm warning for that area is going to be for 6 to 12 inches of snow. Let's go up to the Indianapolis area for your winter storm warning. 6 to 10 inches there. As we move into the northeast quarter, Baltimore right now, winter storm warning, 12 to 18 inches of snow. That's going to be the same story for Philadelphia. The New York City area looks like this, 12 to 16 inches. And then the Boston area will see between 12 and 17 inches. Behind that, the brutal cold, the extreme cold warnings in the Great Lakes. Look, I know we're into overtime on the clock, my friends. I'm sure you guys won't mind just telling you the story as clear and concisely as I possibly can. But this is such a significant storm. And then again, for the Great Lakes, we're going to have 20 to 30 degrees plus below zero wind chill values. Let's look at the snow potential in our area. So I'm going to take this, and this, the 50 percentile, by the way, is just basically what is expected. You get to the, above that percentile, and you're looking at some of the models painting on much more than this, but this is the expected snowfall. And I'm just going to take my cursor and move around. So you're looking at potentially maybe 8 to 12 inches of snow in portions of Oklahoma, southern sides of Missouri, again, up towards St. Louis. I think that 6 to 10 is going to work out. Same situation towards Indianapolis. 8 to 12 locally higher. Columbus, Ohio, around 10 inches. The Pittsburgh area, about a foot of snow. And again, you start to get into the Northeast here, and there's just so many areas which are likely to see 12 to 18 inches of snow. Albany around 15. Looks like it's going to verify in Boston around 16 inches. And again, the models are in agreement with the advisories and the watches and warnings from the National Weather Service offices. Looking at the potential ice, so now you get farther south in Dallas, and again, 25 millimeters is 1 inch. So it's easy to do the number. So you're looking at about a ½ inch of ice East Texas. You get up towards Monroe, Louisiana, it becomes more than that. Then you get this little sliver here around 25 millimeters, which is a full inch of ice. Northern sides of Mississippi. Nashville could be plagued a big time into the Tennessee Valley, even down towards Atlanta and Charlotte, North Carolina, and Winston-Salem and the Richmond area. Portions of I-95 could see significant ice accumulations with this storm. And as I mentioned, believe it or not, severe weather is possible in the deep south with some of the thunderstorms on Sunday. So to recap, my friends, bitterly cold temperatures are breaking out right now. We continue to see, again, more ice beginning to develop in the southern plains at this point in time, and it's only going to get worse as we go through the remainder of the afternoon hours, and then it's going to really get bad in the northeast eventually as we move into the weekend. Friends, I am obviously out of time. I'm going to keep you up to date. If you do live in these areas, I highly recommend that you guys are prepared for the snow, the travel problems, and the bitter cold that'll be developing throughout the weekend and even into early on Monday, beginning in the southern plains and into the northeast as we move along. I'll continue to provide you daily updates. Again, let me know in the comment section below where you're viewing from. Do appreciate you guys hitting that like button and sharing this channel with your family and friends. Have a great, safe rest of your day. And I am back tomorrow with your latest 5-minute forecast.